First, you're going to start off with a slip knot. Then you are going to chain 41, but you can do more if you'd like, if you want the beanie to be slouchier. Not in the first stitch, but in the second stitch, you are going to do a single crochet. You go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, and pull through 2. Then you do the exact same thing in every stitch of the entire row. When you get to the end of your row, you're going to turn your work around. Then you're going to chain 1. When you turn to the side, you can see there's a front loop and a back loop. We're going to be going to the back loop. This is to give it that ribbed effect that we're going for. So in the first stitch, you're going to do a single crochet again, and you're going to do that in every stitch, the whole row. And you're going to continue this until it's long enough to wrap around your head. Keeping in mind that this hat does stretch, mine came to about 16 inches long. Then you need a sewing needle for knitting. To finish it off, you're gonna cut the thread and then you're gonna pull it through the loop and pull it tight so it pulls into a knot. Then you're gonna turn your work over and you're gonna hook it through the needle. Then not on the nice side, but on the lumpier side, you're gonna thread through the entire row so that it forms the top part of the hat. Then you're gonna pull it tight and then try to close it up by sewing it on the other end. But even if you pull it tight all the way, it's still gonna have kind of a hole at the top. So what I did, I sewed it again like across from each other, like in X's, just to close up the hole completely. Then line up the edges of the hat together so that we can sew the sides together. Now here, ignore what I did, that little tail, don't include that whenever you're sewing it because you're going to need it later so you can sew the pom-pom on. So as I see when I'm putting it with it, don't just leave it alone on the right. Then you're going to fold up the rim to however wide you want it, and you're going to sew it like on 4 sides, the 2 sides and the other 2 sides, so that it doesn't undo all the time. So you're just kind of sewing it forward and back together. Make sure the seam is aligned there. Then just finish that off with a few slip knots to secure it. And then, or even just a couple of regular knots. For the pom-pom, you can use a pom-pom maker if you want, but I don't have one, and since we're making kind of a big one, I'm just going to use my hand. So just kind of wrap the yarn a lot around your hand, because the more you wrap it, the fluffier it'll be. When you're done wrapping it a lot, you can just cut the yarn, and then you can cut like a little piece off so that you can wrap it around the middle and almost like a little present, but make sure to like tight it, make it really tight so it doesn't undo, and you can even double knot it. Or like me, you can triple knot it to make sure it really stays. Then comes the exciting part. You use your scissors and cut all those loops so that it becomes a fluffy pom-pom. You can see it just kind of starts to open up, almost like a little flower. Then using the scissors, you can just give the pom-pom a haircut because some of them are kind of uneven, just to make it all uniform. The final step is to sew on the pom-pom. So that thread that I told you to leave hanging out, you're going to loop that into the needle, and then you're going to put the needle through the pom-pom, then back into it. Make sure it goes right through the middle so it stays. And then you're going to thread it into the hat, turn it inside out, and just do a couple of slip knots and some double knots, triple knots, and make sure it's really tight so that the pom-pom actually stays. Then just snip the thread, turn it inside out, and that's it. I made another one of these hats. The one on the left is the exact same thing, but I just didn't roll the rim up, so it gives it a slouchier kind of look. What is that? Double hat knit, you know? Like a thing? Can it be? Can it be a thing? Yeah? Yeah?